Okay, so I can't just guarantee what seeing Jason on TV, absolutely, but I think is always enough to retrieve. Right. But I need to call Lewis for help. I don't know, see what he needs me. Hey, Lewis. Deputy Lewis. It's me, Jefferson. Jefferson Polly. How you doing? Not too bad. How are you? But I'm just letting you know that the call that I've seen, but I have just given some advice, but I cannot just expect this. No, not really. Keep it to myself, but not really though. It's not for me. It's wrong to the others though. I know there's something that I need to help. For some reason, I cannot just explain that everyone who couldn't be so well, but I've recently been taken for a whole week, but it's not that gonna happen, but I know it's not that simple, but it's just similar to us, but not really. But I have to try, but there is nothing that I can do. So yeah. Well, I think the thing that I've already just seen, but there is nothing I can do. But eventually, Lewis, I have to admit it, to advise that we wanted to get everything from them. But yeah, absolutely. Has anyone seen you before, like an hour? Or was it somebody's? No, not really, Lou. So what were you gonna say if it's not really a closest man? If there's something that I can do with you, maybe I can only just retell this story? I could retell them. So why should I tell you if it's not true? So what does it mean by what you want to? I have to respect to people what they needed to do. It's not to forgive everyone who they want to get their lives to complete. They have to complete this mission for the whole week. Maybe in this year, but I know there's a few things that I know things that I can't tell, but I really need some advice that anyone who could give us some evidence. Searching more evidence from somebody else's house, but from the abandoned house. What you have to do, Lewis, is to keep an eye on them. But personally, I have to make a deal. What I need to do, Lewis, is I need you here. But you need it out there. Okay? What I'm recently taking from there, or what I used to do is not for them. No, not really, Lewis, but I couldn't even speak in so well. But what were you gonna say? If it's not that true enough, but Jason came into my house, and then he went to the police department, and then they said to where he was gone through, and where he was been taken from here. I know, but recently it's been for the whole day for long. We've already took Gary to prison before it. And then after Jason captured Gary. Well, for some reason though, Lewis, but I can only just telling the stories, telling not lies, but not a liar, but it's not that kind of thing, but actually. But in instance, we do not want to do anything. What we need to do is to stop them, so we don't really have to make everything up. And then also, I have just announced that I know anybody who can never speak so well, but recently it's been a whole day for about a few, maybe a few weeks. No talents. They went to a small town. Maybe I can give some kind of respects. But actually, Lewis, I need to make a difference between where it was, find the evidence, and bring it back to the department. And then, yeah, just let me know when you've collected. Collect some kind of resources, collect some sources, and then now you bring it back. Just bring them back anyways. Okay? Is that a deal? Okay. I wish I could remember. I recommend that anyone who could make everything, but it doesn't look very unpleasant to the other people. We were just thinking that instead of oppression, like the opposing teams, one of the opposing men who could separate to two things. There are two different fusions that made from engines. The engines can only have fusions. The correct fusions can only contain the dioxide gas tanks. The gas tanks or a chloride or it's like a soda caustic soda, hydrogen chloride and some kind of this is I know it's wanted, but I know it's a wanted ingredient for creating them. Like an acid, like a acids, soda, chloride, all in place, all in one place. They make an ingredient in one place for another. But I really need you know to go to somebody else's house, go to that AMWF, different houses, and then what you have to do is sneak into them or just go for guns a blazing. Yeah, that's true, anyways, but actually, Lewis, just give it for like a disagreement that we don't really have to certify it for some reason, but to keep it down, Lewis, we always have to make everything up. But it's the only chance that we can prescribe another. But we're thinking about why we should say yes if it's an answer, but we don't make anything discussed. We've discussed something that we needed to do is to keep an eyes open. We wanted to step onto it. It's not that kind of thing, but no. I no, actually, Lewis, it's not gonna happen what we're just doing, but recently, Lewis, it is not gonna happen. I'll contact you as soon as possible, and then we'll get this stuff already, okay? If you need any help, just let me know, okay? I will come back later on. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll see you later. Yeah, see you later. Well then, a friend of mine's gonna collect some of the drugs from the abandoned house. Maybe the MWF house. Modern World Federation. Well, for some reason, bad for luck, or bad for nothing. Oh well, maybe.